Hi guys, I'm Martin, a hobbyist maker, and welcome to my new YouTube channel, Oakfields Creative. Now before I get into this first video, let me start by giving you a bit of a lowdown on me and what this channel will be about. I love making things, it's my true passion. I'm also a self-confessed sci-fi and Lord of the Rings geek, which sometimes influences my work. I learn by watching or doing. I am an engineer by trade, not a woodworker. Right guys, I can't do this anymore, look. Let me just, I'll grab the camera. Let me show you what I'm dealing with. Right, okay, here we go. So, let's be fair, look. I'm gonna be honest. Dealing with reflections off my glasses in my workshop. And I'm trying to read scripts. And I don't know why I'm doing it, to be fair. This is going to be unscripted. I'm dyslexic, so reading that thing is not easy for me. Hence why I've been maybe reading slowly, been unanimated in what I'm actually saying. So that is a real struggle to either write that and then read it. I really do struggle with that. So let's just not bother with that. So we're going for unscripted workshop tour. So here we go. There we go. It's that unscripted look. Reflections on glasses. So you may get them, you may not do. So we'll see how we can go. Look, there's my tool wall. Yeah. Nothing fancy. It's a work in progress. Flip you around and we'll show you. So look, so this is a quick workshop tour. Got my tool wall. There's my little mini lathe. Drill press. Mitre store. What are my words? Mitre saw. But this is again a work in progress. I might make this slide out on tracks because actually moving this thing and that thing and the disc sander at the back to try and deal with cutting on this is a joke. So I actually do need to set it further forward. So I'm either going to extend it or I'm going to put it on a track where I can pull it in and out. But we'll see. So we'll continue along the wall. There's some of my hand tools that I use. The mallets that I made. My own sign that I made. And continue round. Consumables. Got a few jigs up there. Pocket hole. Dovetail. And then the all-important dust extraction. There's my SIPS wood lathe. It's got great capacity. So I can get, I think it says a 900mm swivel head. So I can swivel it for bowls, which is great for larger ones. I can also then do spindle work if I want to. I've got my dust extraction on the wall, then linking round to my drum sander. So this was one of my latest purchases, just to keep me more efficient. You know how we all love sanding. eBay purchase on a bandsaw. It's a little bit temperamental, but does the job for what I need. Going further round, you have to excuse me, I'm tripping over my workbench, which I've got here. Then I've got my, look at this mess, look. Look what I'm dealing with. This is how unscripted I've done this. Got an absolute mess here. There's my router. Okay, so I want to talk more about this in another video, possibly, about all the features that I've got in it. It's what you could call, I think Pearson Design calls it a 3D router. I call mine a twin head router because I've actually got, buried under here, look, I can do routing from underneath and then routing from above. I can also then use it like a press drill, flattening jig, you name it. I can probably machine most things on this due to its versatility, and it is actually going to have some more attachments added to it. So I'm really looking forward to working on this, improving it. I want to standardise the design around a standard router table. So if I can spec this width up and get the right spec for size, even if you have to have a rear extension on it, it means that it can be a universal piece of machinery that you could either adapt onto your either own frame like I've got on wheels, or buy a router table and then possibly add this top half section onto your standard router table. So this is something that's going to progress and get designed and maybe redesigned, and we can see where we can go with that. So that's part of one of my planned channels, I guess. I'm going to have a series on this. I will then have a series on my laser cutter, my Ducky McDuck face laser cutter. It looks a bit like a duck, doesn't it? I guess, kind of. So everybody loves a few googly eyes on the old workpieces. Round to here, we've got my sharpening station on my old toolbox. So I've got my Axminster sharpening system. Around the back here, my bench grinder. This is just temporary here, it's not staying here permanently. I have actually got another plan for another piece of kit that I'm going to build. It's going to be a lap sharpening kit for sharpening my chisels on the quick, just for rather than having whetstones. Buried tucked underneath here, I've got my dusty, hardly ever used engraving machine. I will be using this more, but as you can clearly see, things just get cobbled together in this workshop. I'm not afraid to say it, to be fair, because we all have budgets, and this got budgeted. It's an old drawer unit, which I've stripped out. The drawers from this actually ended up in that. So they got repurposed into my MFT workbench. But back to this, yeah, I just sort of housed the water cooling controller box. I'm going to eventually remodel it, fit a stand on the side of it for a computer screen and keyboard, so I can operate it more efficiently. Then you've got the usual, for me anyway, is the workshop tussle of household stuff. Oh, got my bikes on racks tucked away. They're covered up for winter, usually, just to try and keep most of the dust off of them. And then my other household fight, which is my kayaks, on top of my timber storage rack. So buried at the back of this timber storage rack is more storage. Don't know if you can see it, because it usually resides against the wall, and I'm not pulling it out because, again, I'm fighting household things. But I've fit all my 8x4 sheet goods in the middle. I then got short offcuts and planks at the front, and at the back, I don't know if you can see this, because again this is unscripted, so let's give you a dark cave, but actually there's a runner on the back of it and a support. Acts as a panel saw cut, so if I need to rip down 8x4s, I pull them out, put them on the side of it, and then they can use track saw. At the minute I haven't got track saw, I'm dealing with just a normal circular saw by hand, and I'll break them up on while they're held on that. That again could be improved later down the line when I get a track saw. Maybe buy a track that I can permanently keep on there. That way I can jump between using track saw on the MFT for smaller parts, just for quick rip downs, and then jump between that for the larger panels. So onto the middle of the workshop, and that's my table saw with extended workbench. I've got down here my table saw sled so that I can do quick 90 degrees. It's also great for like little small bits of work where I don't lose my fingers. So you can see there, I've got some tracks in there and stop blocks, etc. Does the job for what I want. Really sturdy and robust. Further round, I have actually got a sliding track on this version. I don't use it that much. I probably should do. If I used it more often, I would, well, not really need to use the miter saw. But anyway, I'll show you that. It's tucked away around the front here. It's just down there. So it just comes out. I've got my blade storage and then just all my tools just to quickly change the blades. Got them all in one place. And further round, I've got a bit of storage underneath the downdraft table. And that's, yeah, my central place for cutting up all my materials that I currently use. This is another project that's going to go further. It's the Rotary attachment for the laser cutter, actually. But I've got plans with a control box to possibly use this on the router, my twin head router, and we'll see where that goes in the future. And then the latest upgrade, which I've got a full YouTube video if you want to follow the link. There's a build on this for helping me film. Hopefully, as you can see, me winging it and walking around with this, it's going to be better to film and not all shaky like this. But anyway, so we move on from there. Final bit, more household battle. Below here I've got my welder and my hand tools, so jigsaw, etc., all that sort of stuff. And then on to the final little bit, which is this cabinet here. So let me just open it up. Yeah, there we go. So that's my little station for doing electrical work. So I've got a bit of a extractor. Switch this on so it all lights up. Got the extraction there for fumes. My soldering. Also, I've got a pyrography, so any burning I want to do on bowls and things like that. So yeah, this that's the last little bit of the workshop. Okay guys, so thank you for the whistle stop tour. I just said my workshop's relatively, okay, it's large really, let's be fair. In comparison to others, it's not massive, it's not small, somewhere in between, I guess, for some. But going forward, I'm gonna create 3 series, I think. One on laser cutting, and the others are gonna be the twin head router, and then I'm gonna have a workshop upgrade series. So workshop upgrade series will probably involve things like the lapping. It will involve the engraving machine, improving that unit, doing add-ons. But let's be fair, you do what you can do with your budgets, and there's no budget for that. I can't afford to just spend huge money on some metal framed wheeled kit that's gonna all singing, all dancing. Come on guys, let's be real here. We haven't got infinite budgets, have we? We're just dealing with what we've got. I've got to repair my metal lathe, my mini metal lathe, which is currently broken. Again, you'll discover from this that there's a reason why they're cheap. The Chinese machines are flawed. So I've burnt through 2 motors on that thing and a control unit. So it's going to be upgraded. There will be a video on that. Hopefully by the time I've put this out, there'll actually be a video on it, but we'll see. The laser cutting series will be more involved. I'll probably start with having somewhere to put my laptop to control the laser cutter. So I'll laser cut its own frame and make its own stand for the laser cutter. Weirdly, I guess that's ironic. I don't know, is it? So we do that. So I'm then going to expand that into, say you've seen or will see the video on the camera arm. That was all laser cut, apart from the rails and the ceiling. I can expand that because those rails are really versatile and they're great in the workshop. I can add things to them. I've already put dust extraction overhead. I'm going to add more stuff to it. So I could possibly add removable hangers. So if I need to spray, I could put up sheets. I could have dividing walls. All sorts of scope for this. So yeah, there's lots of expansion for the rail system, and I can evolve it quite happily. Love being inventive. So I'm an engineer by trade. I'm not a woodworker. Yes, I'm working in wood, but let's pretend I'm not an expert. I'm a hobbyist, right? So no jumping down my throat. Yeah. I want this channel to be constructive, inventive, and people work with me and we try and like expand what we can make within the making community, I guess. Some people don't like that coined word, but I do, because let's be fair, I work in steel, I work in wood, plastics, whatever. Yeah, I don't just work in one material, so I'm not a woodworker. I'm certainly not a fine woodworker. I do my best, but I'm not. The other series we're going to expand on was the twin head router. I've got lots of, as I say, with my engineering background, I really want to play with this. It's going to go down the routes of playing with the design, what I can make, with the adding this rotary attachment in. That's going to give loads of fun. I won't just be able to yes, I've got a lathe, yes, I can turn, but you can't turn hexagons, you can't turn ovals. So there's going to be some playing with this twin head router as to what I can make with it. I'll give you a lowdown on like what it can do and its features before I do expand it, but we'll see where we go with that. So they're the three series. So it'll be, let's recap it again, but the laser cutting series, the twin head router series, and the workshop improvement series. Now to try and keep this channel more interesting, I'm going to jump between the three. I'm not going to try and necessarily stick to one subject. I want this channel to be a bit more diverse and not necessarily become a bit stale. So we'll see where we go with that. I've got tons of ideas, loads on the back burners, but we'll see where it goes. Some stuff might go forward, some stuff may just get shelved. We'll see how we go. So this is completely, say, unscripted, because I got fed up with writing scripts. I spent more time writing scripts than actually flipping telling you guys what's going on. So we'll move on from that. We'll try and do notes maybe, just so I can know what I'm going to cover. But this is a winging it workshop tour. So guys, thanks for watching. I will try and be a bit more constructive with this, but this is me just trying to be me now. It's going to be easier that way and less stressful for me and less time consuming to me to just give you the content I'm making, get on with it, not spend huge amounts of hours editing videos and chopping, changing, retakes, writing scripts. Do I really want to be doing that? Not necessarily, guys. I want to be making and showing you guys what I can make, not pre-rehearsed scripts on making things look lovely. Let's be real here. Like, I've not got studio. I'm not the most animated of persons on camera. I'm not the most outgoing person. I actually am an introvert and hate necessarily being in comfortable situations where I don't know anyone. It's horrible. It's really awkward for me. But we'll see where this channel goes forward. I appreciate you watching and hope that you go and check out my other videos. I guess I went with the advice from quite a few people where it was dump 5 videos on at once to start your channel up. So I've got plenty of viewing on here, so go check it out. I've got say the camera arm video. I should have my featured video on the twin head router, and so yeah, go check them out, and hope that you can subscribe, hit that notification bell, because let's be fair, that's the real way you'll know when I've got new videos out, rather than maybe necessarily discovering it on the homepage. So thanks for watching, guys, and take care, and check out my other videos. Cheers, bye.